Another one is cleanliness. Keep your truck clean, both interior and the outside. Make sure that your trucks are clean, especially the interior. If your truck happens to be greasy, there is chances that you might get into crash as an old trucker because. Hello, beautiful people. How are you all doing? I believe you guys are cool. It's your boy again, Obule Godwin, aka Niger Trucker. And in case you are joining my channel for the first time, all we do here is trucking talks, and we talk about trucking on this channel. So do well to give us a follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share our video so that your friends and brothers can get to see this video who may be interested in trucking. And today's episode, like I always say, today's episode, new episode, we are going to be talking about the trendy gist, the one that trended throughout 2 weeks ago. And I just crawled out to say a few things about those things that must have happened and while it happened. And I'm not here to justify the accident that happened because it's a terrible one, but I'm just here to give tips on how to avoid those accidents happening in the future in case you are a truck driver or you are upcoming truck driver. So number one reason why accident happens is road over familiarity. This will make you have unnecessary confidence on a particular road. Road over familiarity. If you are too familiar with a particular route, that means that you know every spot on that route, you know how the road works, you know where to slow down, you know where there is junction, you know where there's pothole. So most of the time you drive subconsciously. You do all those things subconsciously. You know where to match brake. You did it even without even putting your mind into it. So all this kind of stuff might lead to crash one day because assuming there is a blockage, let me say, for example, now there is a crash on that route and nobody told you there is a crash and there is no sign that showed you earlier that there is crash on that route you are running, because you already know it. You know that particular place the crash happened, there is free road there, and you might be running, maybe it is a sloping, you might be running in your highest kilometer. So getting to that crash or blockage might be too late for you to control your truck, and that is how crash happens. So number one reason is road over familiarity. If you're too familiar with a particular road, you drive unconsciously and subconsciously, you might crash as an old trucker. So that is why I always tell you, safety first. Don't drive subconsciously, don't drive with over familiarity. Drive because you see situation around the route you are applying. Read road signs. Check all the signs you might have as an old trucker. If you are going to a familiar route and there is no truck or vehicle coming the opposite direction, that is the people coming from the place you are heading, if there is smaller vehicle, there is lower vehicle, lower incoming vehicle, there is chances that something might have happened at your front. So you apply caution from here. Start from that place you are. Drive slowly. Apply a brake so that you will know what is happening at your front. That is if you are familiar with a particular route. If not, if you're not familiar, you already know this. You already know that you will be applying your brake at interval to make sure that the route is very clear. Number two is negligence. If you neglect a lot of things around your truck, there is chances that you will get crashed as an old trucker. So as an old trucker, you're supposed to know that every fault, every signs in your truck might lead to an accident. So you fix them before hitting the road. Like minor stuff, like if your truck is cutting gas or you have some losing bolts, you have to tighten them up before you hit the road. If your truck is cutting gas and you are in a safe area, try as much as possible to fix it up, to make sure that you find out why your truck is cutting gas. If it is the return valve, that is the storage valve, is causing the gas cut, you try and buy another storage valve so that you can continue your journey without no problem. Or if you have bad filter, every truck driver is supposed to know how to change bad filter. Or if you discover that there is a mixture of water in the diesel, try much as possible to separate them. If it is in the filter already, you buy new filters and make sure that all those things cannot avoid stop you from going where you are going at the moment. Or you checked all these things and you find out that there is nothing wrong with your truck and it's still cutting gas. You try and check your tank. You might be having some dirt in the tank, that the supplying hose might be supplying dirt to the injector, which might be blocking some areas and making the truck not to breathe properly. So you loosen their tank down, wash them properly, and continue your journey. So all these things will not take you a whole day, or even if it is going to take you a whole day, it is quite better than going into road and crashing. So that number two is negligence. So don't neglect all these things. And again, is battery. If you are having a bad terminal, that is your battery head is damaged, you try and build another one, because there are some trucks whereby if you enter on the highway or maybe your truck goes off, there is no way the steering wheel is going to work. The steering wheel will lock. Like some Shackman I have used, if the truck goes off immediately, the steering is going to lock and you will face the particular area your steering is facing. There is no way again. So the only way is if your battery is on and you try starting it, or you try winding it to make sure that the power steering is working, because that is the only thing that will help your steering to be soft and you will try and control your truck. But assuming you have no battery, your battery terminal is not connected, there is no way you are going to control such accident. So battery can lead to a terrible accident too. Another thing again is brake. Make sure you adjust your brake. Make sure you check your brakes every 500 kilometers. This doesn't mean that they must have losing or need adjustments, but you have to always check it at every 500 kilometers or even 200 kilometers, depending on the load you are carrying. So this might help you to do adjustment if it needs adjustment. If it doesn't need adjustment, you continue your journey. It is quite better when you try to prevent stuff than neglecting them. So again, you check your tires. If they are hurting too much, you check your adjustment to make sure that none is tighter than the other. So this is how the thing works. Another one is a brake light. Make sure that your rear lights are working properly because of people coming behind you, for them to know when you are about to make a stop, or you are applying your brake, for them to not run into you, because this is another terrible thing that might lead to a crash. Because if people run into you, you might run into another person. So all these things are not something you are going to neglect being a truck driver. Another one is cleanliness. Keep your truck clean, both interior and the outside. Make sure that your trucks are clean, especially the interior. If your truck happens to be greasy, there is chances that you might get into crash as an old trucker, because everywhere is slippery. You might be trying to hit the brake sometimes to match emergency brake, and your foot slip off and you miss the brake, and there is chances that you are going to run into somebody. And that is how accident happens, and people will be asking, the guy has been trucking for years, what happened? So all this type of things might lead to accident. Keep your truck neat. Make sure your windshield is very clean, so that you will be seeing very clear where you are going. Make sure all the side mirrors are very clean, your body is clean, the cab is clean, your seats are clean. Because even from here too, you have a healthy skin, because if you are having a dirty truck, there is chances that you will suffer from skin disease, skin infection, and all that. You won't be having any skin diseases, because your truck is always clean off from grease, dust, and some bad particle. So you make sure that your truck is clean to avoid some unnecessary situation like that. They said a healthy man has healthy brain, because if you are having a skin diseases and you are using one hand to scratch your body or scratch any part of your body that is having the sickness, there is chances that you will lose control. So, but if you are having a healthy skin, that nothing is itching you, you are not scratching nowhere. You hold you are staring with two hands, with good mind. Your brain is healthy, your skin is healthy, everything is healthy. So all these things leads to the trucking. So if you calculate all this stuff, you know that most of the accident that happens is actually from the driver's side or the vehicle, which is also the driver's fault. Because if you are very